Let's see if I could turn this around. This one, let me see. Am I turn this around that way? How about that? Am I sideways? Let me see. It says very bad connection. Okay. Hey, how is Zach? Happy Father's Day. You working or? Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am getting ready to go to Minnesota. I just wanted to come in and wish you all a happy Father's Day. You in New Albany, over there by Albany, New Albany. Over there by, what's over there? Kroger, Walmart, something over there? In New Albany, Mississippi. I'm up here in Walmart. Yeah, that's what's there. New Albany and Walmart. To the Walmart DC. I'm on my way to Minnesota. I checked in yesterday. My load was supposed to pick up at 1 o'clock yesterday. And I went to go check in, and they told me that they had a 16-hour delay on loading the truck. So I came over here and checked in the hotel. And then I'm going to go pick up my load today, and it's not due till Minnesota tonight sometime. So, but I just wanted to come in and wish all y'all a happy Father's Day to all the men out there. Happy Father's Day to y'all. I hope you all are enjoying your day. The other thing I wanted to tell you is we're going to have a cook-off in Team RG. So if you're a part of Team RG Global and you want to participate in the cook-off, it's going to be next weekend, I think it is. Okay, so get in touch with Randy Williams, and he's going to post the rules and things about the cook-off. So we're going to be cooking in our truck. Okay, so if you have a setup that you cook meals in your truck and things like that, I think it's like a healthy cooking we're trying to do, supposedly. So if you have a recipe or a healthy recipe that you want to document, video, and also take a picture of it on the presentation of what it is, get in touch with Randy, and he can tell you everything about it. And we're going to have a cook-off in Team RG. So I hope all of y'all will participate, especially the ones that are talking about eating healthier and being healthier and things like that. So you all should be able to come up with some good recipes and able to show us what you can do as far as cooking healthy on your truck. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking lessons on that. Another thing is I am going to start back doing my videos on lease purchase. Okay, I'm having a lot of questions, a lot of people that are getting into leasing, buying their trucks, owning their trucks, and things like that. And my perspective of it, I am going to be able to teach you some of the things that you need to know as far as record keeping and that part of it. Okay, because anybody can lease a truck. You don't have to have special skills to do it. Okay, you don't have to have a long time experience to lease your truck or buy your truck. Anyone can do that. Okay, but hopefully what I can bring to the table and help you out is how to get your business set up, how to structure your business as far as your business checking account, your business license, your LLC, and things like that, and a lot of important things about leasing is the most important part of it is to conduct yourself as a business owner and how to do that, okay? And a lot of things that we do is, record keeping. So I'm going to do, steps on leasing, steps, questions to ask providers. I did an hour video, an hour live feed when I was doing the questions to what to ask if you're going to a leasing company, some of the things that you need to ask them before signing on. And I'm going to break those down into parts, okay? So we're going to have a beginning when you're out there just looking for the right lease for you, okay? And then I'm going to have how to set up your business structure when you want to get into a lease, as far as your LLC business license and your tax ID number and things like that. And also, I'm going to talk to you about record keeping, because that's where a lot of us as truck drivers, owner operators, people that's on a 1099 get in trouble, okay? And it's with record keeping, okay? Because if it's not documented, it's not, you can't, deduct it. You can't use it as your business if you don't document it properly, okay? So a lot of questions that people ask me is that, Miss Tamara, I'm not good at keeping my paperwork, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a spreadsheet. And if you're the person, like you're the spouse or you're the husband, if you're the husband and you're driving and you don't have a lot of time to take care of all the detailed paperwork, maybe your wife is able to do those things for you. And I'm going to show you the things that you can do to help it go together, as far as making a list of all your fixed expenses, making a list of all your variable expenses. Some companies, I know, like, the reason why I tell a lot of people about KLLM is because if you don't know about business and how to keep your records and what you need to keep, at the end of the year, KLLM gives you a printout of everything that you spent as far as your fixed expenses, okay? And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of companies don't do that. LTI does not do that. So you have to be able to do that on your own. How to keep your records monthly, how to do it quarterly. And so you're not bombarded at the end of the year and not being able to have the deductions that you need in place to give over to the person who prepares your financial statements, okay? So that's one of the things that is a very key, important ingredient as far as running your business, whether you're a leasing owner or being an owner operator or whatever the case may be, okay? Anybody can get out here and drive a truck. I mean, not anybody can get out here, but you can get a lease. Anybody can get a lease. The way we are not good at our leases is when we don't keep up with the paperwork and the financial obligations on what it is that your expenses, okay? So I'm going to try to break that down for you. I've been in a lease since I've been driving a truck, and it's just the numbers game, and I'm gonna break that down to make it easy that you can understand. So if you have a spouse that is not in trucking, but keep up with your records and keep up with things, I want to be able to teach them as well of what to look for, so that you all can be more prepared whenever you go to do your records at the end of the year, okay? So things like your truck expenses, your maintenance expenses, all those need to be broken down weekly, monthly, quarterly, and it needs to be put like in a spreadsheet. So at the end of the year, all you have to do is print that out and give it to whoever you need to give it to, so they can do the prepare your finances, your financial report for you. Okay, so preparing your financial report, you are then able to look and see, are you doing well in business? Are you not doing well in business? What are some of the things that you need to change? Do you need to work on your fuel? Do you need to work on your payments? Are you paying out too much? Those are different things that you will need to have when it comes to being a business owner. Okay, so we got a lot of people coming into lease. We got a lot of people that want to step out there and be business owners and lease their trucks and own their trucks. Okay. So I'm going to try to break that down for you and answer those questions that you may have. We're going to start at the basic. When I say basic questions of what you need to be asking the carriers before you sign on to a lease, okay? The commitment part of it. Are you going to be able to commit to this to be able to own a truck, whether it's 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? What are you going to do after you purchase your truck, okay? What steps are you going to take after that? Are you going to continue to lease on to a company, or are you looking at branching out, maybe doing your own thing as far as getting your own authority and things like that? Okay, things to look at as far as upfront costs, okay, because you may have upfront costs with becoming a lease operator or owner or a person that buys their truck. Okay, there's ways that you can lease your truck with the company, like a company can give you a lease truck, and there's also ways that you can get a lease truck not through your company that you currently work for. There are a lot of outside providers that will give you a lease truck, and what that does, it will give you the flexibility to go wherever it is that you want to go. Okay, so that will give you the flexibility to take that truck wherever you want to go. You want to look at things on, do you need a down payment for your lease or your finance or not? Okay, there's some places that offer you zero down. You want to look at things like, is there a buyout at the end of your lease, or do I only pay $1 buyout? What's the interest on your lease? Is there an interest charge at KLLM? There is an interest charge. It's like, I think at last time it was like 6% that you pay. Okay, so those are some things that you want to look at, the total cost overall that it's going to cost you in order to own your own truck. Okay. Are you leasing just to make extra money, to save, to go maybe purchase your truck? A lot of companies will not work on your truck for you if you bring that truck from outside. Okay, so if you, like at KLLM, if you leasing a truck at KLLM is going to work on their own equipment. Okay, because it's their equipment. If I bring a truck into a company, they may not work on your equipment. So are you prepared to go outside and find places that can work on your truck? You need to have a list of mechanics, of people that can fix things. You also need to make sure that you have a tire fund. If I'm leasing a truck at KLLM or LTI, they have accounts that have discounted tires. Okay, so I'm not paying full retail price for a tire. I get it at a discounted rate. That is one of the perks as far as leasing my truck with my company. If you bring a truck from the outside, you may not be able to have those things. So you need to have those things set up in place. Another thing is that company going to help you if something happens to your truck? If you break down and you don't have the finances to fix your truck, do they give you a loan and you can pay it back over a period of time? I know that Landstar does that for their drivers. So if something happens, because all of them bring their trucks in, okay? So if something happens to their truck, Sometimes they're able to get the money they need to fix their truck and pay Landstar back, okay? Because they want to make sure that their drivers are happy and that they're on the road. So those are some of the things that you may want to ask up front and write them down, so you can do the calculations for yourself to see what works for you, okay? Every company is not going to work for everyone. The reason why is my expenses is different from your expenses, okay? I may be able to take a lower rate. Not that you should sell yourself low, but I may be able to take a lower rate if my outside expenses and my inside expenses are not that much, okay? A lot of what we do out here to survive is, a lot of us don't have a lot of bills, extra bills, such as rent at home, car notes at home, insurance at home. All these bills that you have at home, they are not deductibles, okay? Your rent is never a deductible at your house, unless you're running your business in your house, and only a portion of that is deductible. So that's a whole nother thing, okay? You got your rent, you got your car note, you got your insurance, you got any of your personal items that you're paying on. They're not deductible. So you have to lower those as much as you can while you're developing your business as a lease operator, okay? Because when you're developing a business, everything is not going to always make money, okay? As a business owner, I don't care if you're a small business or you're a large business, you're going to have a loss at some point in time, okay? Because you're not going to be able to work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, okay? You're going to have to take time off. There's things that's going to happen in your life that you're going to need to be off and take care of at that time, okay? So with those things, you have to plan for them and you have to be prepared, okay? Some companies will not, you have to figure out. If you're broke down on the side of the road, they may come get their trailer, okay? And you have to figure out how you're going to get towed to get your truck fixed. Are you prepared for that? One thing about me being at LTI with a leased truck, if I'm broke down on the side of the road, LTI is going to call somebody to get the truck and the trailer, okay? Not just the trailer, okay? Some companies don't do that. They will leave you there and let you be able to work that out on your own. Okay, because you're the owner operator, you're supposed to be handling your business. You should have money for those things if that happens to you. I'm going to talk to you also about what happens if you find yourself not making money. When is it time to turn that lease back in or try something else, okay? Every business that you start is not going to be 100%, and you're not going to make money all the time, okay? You must realize that. But you also have to realize as a business owner when it's time to when is it time to cut your losses, okay? And when I say cut your losses, I'm not saying give up leasing. I'm saying you may have to cut your losses at that particular lease, okay? And try something else, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, because it may take you a couple of times before you actually figure it out and get it right, okay? We are not born business owners, okay? Being a business owner is something that you learn, okay? And how we do it is we learn through trial and error, okay? We learn by looking at others and seeing what they're doing, what their pros are, what their cons are, what their fails are, what their successes are, and we try not to make those same mistakes, okay? But record keeping is a very important fact when it comes to running your business and being successful in a lease, okay? A lot of us, I mean, not us, but people are out there been driving for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Okay, so the driving is not the driving is not the problem. Okay, we can get out here and drive. Okay, but the problem comes in when we have to run the business as a business. Okay, I hear a lot of people, some people get in trouble with a lot of people, most people, when you're in business and you're making an income of over $100,000 gross. Okay, if you don't have a way to show in detail where you spent that money and where the money goes to, you're going to have a high tax bracket, and that's where you get in trouble. That's where I got in trouble. Okay, we're afraid to make a lot of money. Why? Because the more money we make, if we don't know how to handle it properly, we can get in trouble as far as not documenting where we spend it. Okay, because if you don't document it, it doesn't exist. Okay, so I can say I did 100,000 miles, and I go to write down that I did 100,000 miles, and that may be true. But if I don't show the paperwork where I did 100,000 miles in a year, then I can't use that. Okay, so that's why it's so important to keep every detail, everything that you do all day. That's why with me, I don't carry cash. I don't carry cash because cash, I got to get a receipt. Every time you get cash, you get a receipt. Cash, receipt, receipt. With a card, every time I swipe, document it. Swipe, document it. Swipe, document it. Because I'm not going to remember what hotel I stayed in, what did I eat last week, what did I do, when it's time for me to have those records. Okay, so you have to have something in place that you use, that relates everything that you do to your business. Okay, down to, and you may think it's a minimal, but everything counts. Everything counts. Okay, especially at the end of the year. We go to the ATM. We don't mind going to the ATM. We swipe that ATM card, and it's $3 fee. Okay, we go there again, we swipe it, $3 fee, $5 fee, things like that. So those things over a period of time, especially over a year, adds up. So we can bring home $150,000, $250,000 gross. Okay, but if we don't show, and we're looking at the end of the year, wow, I made $250,000 and I don't know where it all went to. Okay, well, that's how they're going to look at you when they tell you that you owe $20,000. You're going to be like, how do I owe $20,000 and I spent all my money? Okay, it's because you're not properly documenting everything that you do. Just like accounting, an accountant can only be as good as you give them the information. Okay, they can't make up the information for you. So if you don't give them all the documentation, they can't put the information. They can't put the information in there for you to see all your expenses. Okay, this is information that you have to give to them. You can't just say, oh, well, here you go, magically make it happen. Because if you do that, they're going to magically give you a bill of maybe $5,000-$6,000 every 3 months. Why? Because you did not give them everything that they needed to show as a deduction. Okay, and you have to do that, and you have to be diligent in doing it, because one thing about being a business owner, you have to take responsibility for your business. Okay, and that's where, when we get lazy and we think that the numbers are going to automatically show up somewhere at the accountant's office and we just hope for the best, that's where we get in trouble. So it has to be a conscious effort on a daily, a weekly, a monthly, a whatever. Okay, a lot of us don't talk about it, and the reason why is because my bracket is not going to be your bracket. Okay, so I might tell you what I do, but it's not necessarily what you do. Okay, you may have rent. If your rent is $1,500, $2,000 a month, that's 20. Wait a minute, 2,000. That's $24,000 that you spent down on rent a year that you can't write off. You have to pay on that, okay? Because that's not a business deduction. That's a personal deduction. Rent is personal. Your light bill, your gas bill, your water bill. If you riding around in a $700 a month car, you take that, you times it by 12, that's personal. Okay, so that's where you paying out. You're paying out on your personal stuff. But if you use everything that you do as your business, my lease payment, I pay $400 a week on a truck. I lease a truck. I don't own a truck. So I put that on my list. My fuel I buy, put that on your list. The miles you drive, put that on your list. Learn what the standard deduction is, what the actual deduction is, because if you take the actual, you actually got to show it as well as the standard, but you really actually got to show it in detail. And that's where we get in trouble. So it's not anything that you should be afraid of to do, okay? Because all it does, it takes one time for you to get in trouble. Okay, and when you do that, you're gonna learn your lesson. Either you're gonna buckle down and you're gonna be like, I got to make this work. I got to be more diligent as far as keeping my records. I got to do that. Or you're going to get out the business because it's going to eat you alive. If you're going to be in this business and you're going to show gross revenue of $150,000, $250,000, you got to also be diligent enough to sit down and show where those numbers are going. Okay? Because at the end of the year, I don't know about you, I know that I do not have $150,000 sitting in the bank at the end of the year. Okay, I spent it on my business. Okay, and I spent it on my business to either pay my truck off, to get another truck, and invest in yourself. If you got extra money on the side or whatever, find something to invest that in to make yourself grow. Okay, that's how businesses grow. They take their profits, they reinvest it in their company, and they grow. Okay, we don't just take our profit and go on a cruise and a vacation and be like, hey, it was a good year. Okay, because you're going to be actually paying out on stuff like that. But I am going to just share some of the things that I do, and it may not be what you do, but I want you to get in the mindset of, if you're going to come out here and be a lease operator or business owner, to think as a business, run yourself as a business. It's different than being a company driver. A company, you have to keep your expenses as company drivers, I think, as far as your per diem and things like that, but it's limited, and a lot of it is done for you. And I don't know, it's like I see people get comfortable as like, I make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year as a company driver, and I'm okay. I'm afraid to go to be a lease operator or owner operator because I will make $150,000, and then I'm gonna owe all that money in taxes. Okay, and that's true if you don't keep your records and document everything that you do. Okay, the more we grow, and for me as an entrepreneur, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have the potential to make my own income. Miss Ziva, what are your current goals in trucking? How is that? That's a good question, because when I first started trucking, my goal, I had the idea to come out here and build a fleet and build that, and get 5 trucks and make that work, and I'll run a little small fleet. That has since changed. Not because I don't want to have a fleet, but my my outlook is different. Once I got into the trucking industry and learned a lot of things in the trucking industry, building a fleet the way I wanted to do it may not be the best way for me. Okay, I don't want to buy trucks and find drivers and run that way. Now my mentality is thinking, hey, I can do this, because my thing is I want to go back home. You know, we get out here, we want to make money, we want to find a way actually to get back to the house. We don't want to be out here forever, at least not me. Okay, so my thing is to come out here, see how it is, learn the business of trucking. Okay, because you may already know how to do business, but you don't know how to do trucking business. I don't know how to do. I didn't know how to do trucking business. So my mentality changed, and when I say change, I can build this on a logistics side. I think I'm more leaning to logistics than actually buying all these trucks, finding all these drivers, being hands-on and detailed doing that. My goal now is to eventually in 5 years, 4 years. I only got a 4 year truck thing. So 4 years, I'll have one truck paid off. Okay, to put somebody in that truck. Now, my options right now, I could put somebody in my truck at any time. Okay, that's not a problem. But I'm just not ready to do that, because you have to be able to, this person has to be able to run. They're gonna have to run like you run. And I noticed that if you buy trucks, your profit margin on each of those trucks is not going to be a whole lot of money, because you're going to have to pay your driver, you're going to have to keep the maintenance, you're going to still have to do the things that you would normally do in your own truck. Yes, you may get a profit, but I'm thinking, 500, maybe $500, $200 to $500 a week per truck is what people are doing now, fleet owners. So if they have 5 trucks, they could be bringing in $3,000 a week on those trucks. Okay, but you got to keep your drivers happy. You got to keep your trucks running. You got to decide if you're going to lease it on to a company. You got to decide if you're going to run them trucks yourself. Okay. My goal now, Highway is I think my goal now is to focus on logistics side of the business and get my trucks that way. Because if I get into logistics, the carriers are going to be my trucks. Okay. LTI is going to my truck. I'm going to have trucks at Prime. I'm going to have trucks at all these different carriers that go to brokers. Okay. My carrier goes to brokers to have the trucks run. Okay, we don't all have our own customers, and we're working directly from customers, not as small trucking companies. We do a lot of big companies have their own customers. They don't have to choose brokers, but a lot of your middle small trucking companies, that's all they do is choose brokers and work with brokers to run the loads. So can I have 5 trucks and work my fleet that way? Yes, but I'd rather have LTI trucks. I'd rather have, remember when I was at Eagle? I'd rather have Eagle trucks, okay? Because carriers look for brokers. Carriers with 50 trucks, 100 trucks, 200 trucks. They already got the truck. They already got the trailer. They already got the drivers, okay? What do I have? I have the loads. I have the customers. Okay, so there's a negotiation on both sides that I'm going to give you what you want and what you need to keep your drivers running, keep your drivers happy. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get the business. I'm going to go to the customers and I'm going to say, look, I have 1,000 trucks. I don't have 1,000 trucks myself, but I have access to 1,000 trucks. I have access to all these carriers that will run my loads, okay? Because a lot of things that you will find, if you're a person that has 1 to 5 trucks, there are businesses out there that will not work with you. Why? Because you don't have the you don't have the drivers that you need to run their freight. Okay. Um, um, Let me see. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to run everything individually yourself. So if you got a truck and you got 5 trucks, okay, let's say it's auto hauling, okay, you go to the auction, the auto auction, they move 5,000 trucks in a week or a day or whatever the case may be. I don't know how many they move, but they move so many trucks in a day. Okay, if you got 5 trucks, you're not going to be able to take the load that they want you to have. They don't want to write checks to 5 different people or 10 different people. They want to write checks to one person. Okay, so the broker, the customer sends out the check to the broker. The broker is the one that sends it out for everybody else. Okay, but that's what I think that I'm on to now as I learn. Okay, and as I figure that in order for me to really do what I want to do, I am going to eventually at some time get out the truck and be able to work from home. Okay, and taking the broker class and taking the freight class really taught me a lot, and it really taught me that it really taught me the different sides of trucking instead of just one side of it. Instead of just getting trucks, instead of just buying trailers and stuff like that. There's people that just own trailers. They don't own trucks. Okay, they make their money that way. There's people that just own trucks, don't own trailers, and they sign on that way. Thank you, Just Teach. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I guess I got to do it another way. Craig taught me how to do it to make a moderator, but I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But that's why it's so hard too, is to come in and do live feeds with y'all, because a lot of people want information about trucking and the business side of trucking and things like that, but you get so interrupted with nonsense. So and I'm out here doing it. I do it every day. I run to do the things that I do. You're not going to do the same thing that I do, but it will give you an idea and a perspective when you have questions and things like that. But I am going to get back into that and go over about leasing, because I feel like the more educated that you are on lease and owner op stuff, the more successful you will be out here. Okay, and that's all, and that's what it's all about, is to be out here and to be able to make money. But I just figured out there's a whole lot of different thank you. I just figure out there's a lot of different ways to be successful out here in trucking besides just driving a truck or buying another truck or things like that. You can do a lot of different things in logistics and brokerage and running just trucks. It's a whole lot of things that you can do. But I didn't want to take up too much of your time today, 39 minutes. I'm going to focus on, I'm going to be back in the truck cooking. I just wanted to come and tell y'all happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Let me tell you about the GoFundMe account with Mr. Kirby. It was set up and people has donated to. And I saw somebody come in and make a comment about people need to get insurance and things like that, and that's what insurance is for and things. Let me just address that for you right quick, because You can have all the insurance in the world, okay, and you can get insurance and things like that, but when you die, somebody pass away or they die right there, insurance don't print you a check that day, okay. A lot of times with insurance checks, you won't even get that until 12 weeks away after, the funeral. They don't just say, okay, such and such passed away at 1 o'clock. Let's just print them a check for the insurance at 5 o'clock. It doesn't work like that. So there's a lot of things that has to happen, but between that time and the time a person gets an insurance check, okay. You have a body that needs to be moved back home. You have expenses of a funeral that needs to be, you have funeral insurance and things like that. But there's a lot of things that happen that you have to do right now, okay, until the insurance check comes in, okay. So to me, it's a little insensitive when someone says that. But, and as always, if something happens and you want to help somebody, do that, okay, and let that be it. If you don't do that, and let that be it, okay. But don't try to tell somebody what they could have done when they are in a time of need and need to be able to take care and handle a situation that has happened in their life unexpectedly, okay? Because we don't never know the time or day. So I just wanted to address that. And other than that, y'all, I'm out of here. I will talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.